everyone, I am Jitendra Singh. I welcome you to read my story where I interview authors, speakers, coaches, celebrities, entrepreneurs and more. Today I have with me Dr. Mrunal Satyesh Kamat. She is a homeopathic doctor and has done hospital management. She is a writer and a poet by passion. She has recently authored the Marathi storybook Asmeen Janmanee. These stories are based on looking at a positive outlook of life. She successfully runs her own YouTube channel which is on poetry, mrunalikha, and she also runs her podcast, mrunkahi. She has a wide experience as a freelancer, writer, and translator, and has done a lot of freelance work on Osho's literature. She is a regular writer for newspaper and magazine, and also writing anchoring scripts. She was a regular guest editor of Children magazine. She gave webinar on health and health-related topics, as well as philosophical, motivational, spiritual, and more. She is a certified counselor doing one-on-one counseling from heart-to-heart counseling. Today, she will be discussing with us about her life journey. So let us hear from her. Welcome, Dr. Mrunal. The platform is open and now over to you.
So thank you for inviting me on your show, and it's really an honor. I'm very grateful to you. Thank you.
And I must say it would be a pleasure for us as well. Thank you so much for coming. So first thing I'd like to know from you is how did your past life affected the person who you are and what you wanted to be?
Actually, basically, I come from a family, a well-educated family of lawyers, doctors, and freedom fighters who have contributed to a society. So that thing and that thought has been inculcated, which you can say as sanskars, that we have to give back to the society.
Right.
It's like you just can't live for yourself. Whatever you have been doing, whatever you have learned, whatever life experiences, you have to share it with the society. You have to give back to the society.
Correct.
And since being in a medical profession, I have been contributing towards it. Then I did my hospital management. Then I came to meet with many people, the staff and the patients and their relatives, and how they go about, how they feel when when the relatives and all are sick. So that all things are basically I stressed upon the philosophy of life. I counseled them because it was more important to take care just not of the patients but of the relatives as well, because
Correct.
they were also going through a lot.
Correct.
So this all helped. It makes a lot of impact on you, and that feeling was there in my mind, like if I know something and if I could be of help to the people around me, and if I'm not contributing, then that would not help me, because that would not give me peace of mind. I would think that I was help to that person and I didn't do my best.
Agree.
So, yeah, I have to contribute. I have to help that person because I know something more than him which would be of help to him.
Correct.
So that is have to be give. You have to. It is not just medically you give medicines and all, but these things are also very important. The full
Right.
like that.
So like you always have these kind of thoughts when you were growing, you were a kid, that you want to like do something wherein you can help people.
Yeah, true.
This is so wonderful. So like from childhood you were having those kind of thoughts. That is really an awesome thing. So if I talk about your passion and things you are passionate about in your life, so what are the things you are passionate for?
Since childhood, I had been very studious. Maybe you call it a bookworm, but not.
Okay.
I was not just an insider. I was out. I used to I like to whatever I read. I like to share it with others.
Okay.
So I used to read many books. And then whenever I used to read a book, the thoughts come. You start thinking about it. Then you start getting ideas. So I had the habit of putting it down maybe through poetry, through prose, through articles, expressing myself. That was my basically, and it used to come so spontaneously that it was just it used to feel very slowly. I used to write articles and all.
Right.
So I never had that it is something different that I am doing, and it was very. I used to write articles and all. So it was very nice.
So kind of creative person you were from your childhood.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
So right.
Wonderful. So you are passionate about writing articles and some more things as well. Poetry.
Yeah, articles, stories, poetries, travelogue, and this led me to the reading of Osho's literature a lot. Once I read a book of Osho's books, so from one and all, it was so interesting and it was making me think. Basically, I love to think a lot. So it was so much, it made me think. It was like thing that what I wanted to do. It was giving me what is khadya, मेरे दिमाग को कुछ जो चाहिए था feed, वो मिल रहा था. And it was so philosophical and it was seen in my personality and people around me that I was becoming calm and thinkable and I was controlling my emotions. That Osho's literature was giving me a lot of knowledge. And I used to just finish off one book in a day. It was that helpful. And from that I used to write stories. I used to create stories about it and I used to tell it to others.
So this is really wonderful that like reading is one part and like converting that reading to an creative articles, maybe creative poetry, creative art, any form. So again you were like kind of consuming from one part and you were creating something additionally. So that was kind of really inspirational thing to me because I never thought of in that way that after reading one thing we can convert it into multiple things. So never thought of that. This is really interesting. So if I talk about the things you were like related to your work and experience, how you started your career and what all you did, and you also spoke to me about the business you are doing, you are working on. So I'd like to know more about your work and experience and now business.
Yeah, basically I am medical. That is my homeopathic medical. So homeopathy is based upon symptoms and signs. So symptoms in the sense they consider a person as an individual. It is the complete what you say, how you define health as mental as well as physical and social well-being of a person. So this definition really changed my life because up till now, till I joined medical, it was just that kuch pain hua, whatever you are feeling, whatever there is a disease and all, you're taking treatment for that. You're taking medicine for that.
Right.
And once the thing is cured, again you go back to your normal lifestyle.
Correct.
But in homeopathy, you are taught that you are a source of energy. So that physical, mental and social well-being of a person. So
this is nice thought. Now, if I talk about your vision, mission and goal in your life for next 5 to 10 years from now, what do you think it should be?
Basically, what I want is like, I have seen people, they just think, but they are not thinking logically. They are not thinking about the other side of the coin. Like I have the thing that there is every coin has two sides. So you must be putting your point of view. So you should understand the other's point of view as well. It might be very different from yours, but still you have to try to understand. So basically, my vision is to like, if you have the habit, if you inculcate that habit of taking positive from everything and from every thought, it's like sometimes what happens, like if you're conversing with anybody and all, and if somebody says something against you or something against your point of view, we have the habit of getting angry or criticizing that person and all. So that is you are spreading negativity. Then or else to stop that negativity, what we will avoid that person, avoid that situation. But we can't run away from the situation and all. We have to face situation.
And if that person is in your family, then you can't leave him or leave her.
Not just family, it might be society and also. So you can't leave the situation if you're at a workplace and if something goes around against your wish. So you can't keep that thought in your mind and live in that feeling. So you have to get out of it and make peace with the situation and with the person and it. So I want to put that even if I could make positivity to make people think positively, to take positive from everything and every person and every idea. So that is my vision.
This is kind of wonderful thing, but I'd like to know more onto it, like how we can do it, because these type of situation can arise anywhere, in family, in office, or maybe outside. You are traveling, you can find these kind of people everywhere. So how to tackle those kind of situations?
No, it's like, see, sometimes it's whatever maybe the thought, or if somebody says anything and all, so we keep on striving on that thing. So it's better like you take out, like you can't take that thought and anxiety throughout the day and carry out throughout the day. It will hamper your work, your surroundings, your everything. Correct. And your health as well. So what I feel is like, as you meditate, everybody takes time for exercising, for food, for sleeping and everything. So to deal with the stress also, you have to take out some time, purposely some time, sit in one corner, think about the pros and cons. I would say think as much as in detail. What would happen if this thing would happen? If you do, what would be the reaction? As you say, when we play a game of chess, you think for the other person also, how that person would behave. So even one person can also play chess, right? If he is sincerely, it's not just winning. You do the best when you are on one side. Again, you go to the other side. You think. So same thing is like when you think about all the pros and cons. Aisa hoga, vaisa hoga. Think of that, but not to take actions during that time when you are thinking. Correct. Then all your stress is relieved. Believe me, and then you feel ki, this is his perspective, this is the other's perspective, this is that point of view. They are just telling their thought. They are not forcing. Nobody can force you to do anything unless you give up on yourself.
Correct.
So and if for the next generation, if I could make a habit or to people to think positively. Thinking positively is also an effort. You have to take it effortlessly. And if it becomes, and startingly it would be a difficult, but if you have that habit, then you can see that the world is a very good place to live in. It's a very good place to live in. Because you can't say to your children and all also, no, the world is a bad place. See, so many things have happened, so many things have happened. No. Then if 5% of people are thinking of peace and of love and of satisfaction, it makes a lot of difference to the society.
Correct. That is really wonderful.
And there is only one earth, so we can't run away. There is no place to go. We have to be here.
Correct. We have to be here and we have to be with the people around us. So that is really a wonderful thought. If I talk about your most important life lessons from your personal and professional life, what are those?
Personal and professional life, I would combine. It's like everybody, like you are living with people, right? So, and you think a lot, you dream a lot, you plan a lot in your life, but things doesn't happen that way. But you can't indulge in those thoughts and be there and make your life stagnant. A stagnant water is always dirty and unhealthy and all. So you have to flow with the life and accept life situations, and because believe in God. Believe that where you are there for a purpose. If not, your purpose is satisfied, you can always serve somebody else's purpose, and it would bring back to you your purpose. It would help you to satisfy your goal, your dreams, and your purpose in life. So basically, I'm not saying that you leave everything and go and do social work. Doing social work is being first, you have to be kind with yourself. Accept yours. Be at peace.
First you have to do yourself.
Yeah, true. अभी हम प्लेन में भी जाते वक्त पहले अपने आप को ऑक्सीजन मास्क लगा, और बाद में ऐसा नहीं है कि दूसरों को दे और फिर उसकी तरफ ऐसे देखो कि अरे मुझे तुमने दिया ही नहीं. So it is just give and take. No. So be pre-prepared. Be strong for yourself. Be strong for others.
True. So that is really important, because wherever we are, we have to first help ourselves. Otherwise, we would not be able to help others. So this is really important. So if I talk about the kind of art which you working on, which is storytelling, that is wonderful thing, I must say. And if I talk about more onto it, like what exactly is storytelling and what are the important elements of storytelling?
Actually, when you want to put a thought to somebody, when you want to tell somebody, it might be a little bit criticism, or it might be an appraisal or whatever. If you give it straightforward, people don't like it. It depends upon their thinking process, their thought process, the mood in which they are right there, right now. See, even if I praise a person, and if he is not in a mood, he might start thinking, purposely she's praising me. Aisa hai, she's not in good intentions. It depends upon his thinking process, right? But when it is like a third part, when it is through third party, or if you tell somebody, Panchatantra books have also come from that basis only. See, because if you keep on just giving lectures to people, they won't understand. But if you tell it through story, stories, you take a lot of morals from them.
Correct.
So if you tell a story, if you tell these things happen, and see the third, there are characters in story. So you can always have innumerable characters with different varieties and different shades, and you can put a good thing and a bad thing, and as well as good and a bad thing at the same person at different times.
Correct.
Because human, you can't just stamp one person as bad and one hero and one as a villain. It's not so. This is real life. So,
True.
but when
in real life, you have all the aspects of positivity and negativity.
So where there are many characters in the story, so you can always put through the dialogues, the situations. You can create situations and you can explain them. So that way, it is very and it becomes interesting, curious, and it makes the other person think to see the other side of the story.
Correct.
Other's point of view.
So while storytelling, what are the important things we should keep in mind, like elements of it?
Elements in the sense, it has to be very real, very genuine. See, now, whatever is the situation, when you speak and I will thrash upon the person, I will shout at the person, I will scold the person and all, you put it in the story into that one character, and then when the person is reading that story or listening to that story, he feels why that tone is there. If it was not that tone, that other person would have listened. So that makes a person think on himself in real life. So the tone was different. The thought was correct, maybe the tone was different. The thought was correct, maybe the timing was different.
Correct.
So this all makes a person think, क्योंकि ये दूसरों के बारे में हो रहा है. ऐसा हम सोचते हैं when we are reading a story or when we are watching a story or hearing a story. So we think, if it's a human nature to start thinking, what if it happens with me? So they start thinking, this in this situation I should not behave. See, this thing happened with that person. See, so I should not behave. So it's always better to learn from experience. Each and every experience one can't take. You have to learn from others' experiences as well.
Right. So in a nutshell, if we talk about, it should have like different characters, timing, and the kind of moods, tone,
the dialogues, the way
dialogue delivery, kind of a thing. So these are the common elements which can be used.
Yeah, true. Because while we are writing story also, when we are reading a book also, we start creating images. We start creating the how the dialogue is, the tone is. It's not seen, it's not heard, but we start creating, visualizing the situation, how that mood of that character must be. So our human mind is you can create, like the world is only created by thought. So what can I say? So basically thoughts are very important.
Rightly said. When we are reading kind of motivational story, we kind of get motivational thoughts all automatically. When we are reading something related to romance and things, we got on that note. When we read something onto like horror and tragedy kind of a thing, so we kind of create those kind of emotions and thoughts onto it all together. So that is kind of impact it creates. So if I talk about further on storytelling, how we can use these stories or storytelling as an art to motivate and inspire people.
Basically, whatever see from our surroundings, from our life experiences, from others' life experiences, from movies or anywhere and all, we always get a thought, we always get a situation, and we start imagining, what if we were in that situation. It's not just always motivational story, it's not just a motivational quote, it is sometimes a small dialogue or a small statement or a small word, the way it is said in that situation and that time. Even if a depressing incident happens also, it makes you think, what if I was there? There was other option. Why that character chose that option? Right. Why that dullness? There was some other options was. So it made you think. You are not facing that situation. Right. You are not actually in that situation. But what if? So you at least, it is like you don't think negatively. Try to see the positive side of it. Right. So basically, so what I feel is like, when through stories, if story बताए तो एक सबकी curiosity बढ़ जाती है. Everybody starts giving an ear to what is going on, whether it is readable or audible. So and people start thinking. So through stories, you can always motivate people to think in that situation, to being in that situation, and to think about different options. And how, और उनको ये भी पता चल जाता है कि अरे this character behaved like this, which shouldn't be like that. Other options थे, why he didn't think. So their thinking process gets activated. So through
Right.
stories, we can always achieve lot many things.
Right, right. So, in a nutshell, if we can say, like while listening to stories, we kind of connect with them more as compared to
Yeah.
reading or maybe normally going through any kind of content.
Yeah, true.
Right.
Through stories, we can, yeah.
Right, right. That's nice. So, if I talk about you again, so are you an introvert or an extrovert kind of a person while facing your audience? And what do you think pluses and minuses of the same would be?
Again, here I would say it depends. I'm not an introvert as such, but I'm comfortable with my kind of people. But when I'm on stage, it's just the beginning. Just for a beginning, I might hesitate, or that anxiety things might come. Even if I'm like used to all the things, but still for that start, and later on I just go. I'm comfortable with it.
Right.
It depends. Yeah.
It's
So
it's
it's
kind of
basically I'm not.
it's kind of familiarizing with the environment,
Yeah.
people maybe. So initial
Yeah.
few minutes might be kind of introvert. Then once that
Yeah.
5 6 minute 10 minutes period is over, then kind of you start
Yeah.
to gel with the environment.
Yeah. True. True.
That's nice. Most people, whether they are like introvert or an extrovert, any kind of people, they initially kind of get those kind of hesitation and all when they are in new kind of environment altogether. So, what do you think pluses and minuses of that would be?
Actually, I have seen lot many people who have been introvert becoming extrovert just because of exposure, just because of experience, confidence, and a positive hope and all. It's just about the way you think. It's everything lies in your mind, how you
Right.
think. When you know and when you believe in certain things, when you know what I am talking, what I am doing, when you believe in your things, then there is no huddle, then there is no language, is no barrier, audience is no barrier. Even if one person is listening to you, you tend to try to connect with that person. It's
Right,
only thing
right.
you have to believe in us, so
Correct.
that all the barriers goes away.
So it's kind of your belief system, your thought processes that hold you back actually. So if you
Yeah, true.
control them and manage with the things, practice, you can be better
Yeah.
with the any kind of environment.
Yeah, because many a times extrovert persons who are like very open and everybody at a certain age, but after a certain age, due to life experiences and everything, their whole personality changes. So it lies in how you have been taking the life experiences, how you have been thinking about it. So everything lies about in your thoughts, because thoughts leads to actions.
Right.
So you can always personify your personality.
Right, rightly said. I agree with that. So it all depends situation to situation, your age, kind of environment, many factors. That's really wonderful. So if I talk about the kind of support you got in your life or in your journey throughout, so who were the people supported you the most?
Actually, basically, my parents, my school, my colleges, and I have been fortunate enough to get nice people around me and friends. And one thing is like, it depends upon you also, how you take other people. So basically, my parents have inculcated me in such a thing that you have to take things positively. How people are taking, not to, you take them positively. You like there is always a good thing in every person. So look for that, search for that good thing from that person and inculcate in yourself. So my family and my parents have been very fortunate. Now after marriage also, so both my families, so it makes a lot of difference. They have been
Right.
very supportive.
Right, that's wonderful. So again, about you, like what kind of like how you got inspiration and motivation in your life, whether from people or maybe books or maybe any other thing.
As I said, reading books a lot, it made a difference. And I got passionate about reading philosophy, spirituality, because the first thing that comes into your mind is like everything you're doing, but what is the purpose? Why you're doing it? Okay, even if you don't do, nothing is going to happen. Your daily routine is going to go through. So what is that makes me move towards something? So what is an inspiration? So what is it? So this think a lot, and then it led to a lot of things, doing very good things in life, and then inspiring other people who are feeling dull and all. So that helped me, like people inspiring the books.
Right. Wonderful. So, if I ask you about your take on success, how does it look like to you? What do you feel about success?
Actually, the success is a just momentary feeling I feel, because if I am like behind money and if I achieve that money, and I will be happy for some time, but that won't last. So again, if I want to achieve some degrees educationally or financially or whatever it may be, I might be running again towards to, but it is just momentary. Looking after other people, again I start comparing myself. Oh no, I have to achieve more. But it's
Right.
like हमें बचपन से भी सिखाया जाता है कि दूसरों की तरफ देखो, उनके पास कुछ कम है, कुछ ज्यादा है, अपने पास कुछ थोड़ा कम है, वो गाना भी है, थोड़े की जरूरत है. So you have to be satisfied. So for me, success is that moment where I'm at peace with myself after
Okay.
doing anything good, forgiving others or whatever, helping others. So that is success. Money and everything is not success.
Right, wonderful thought. So, we are moving on to the last question. So, any message, advice you would like to share with our viewers and listeners?
Message as such is that yes, we have this only one life, and everybody's time clock is different. Everybody's clock is different. So do not compare with each other. Just be with yourself. Be happy with what you have. It might be less, but look at the positive things. Look at your assets and take out the positive things from everything. Be happy with yourself and live in the moment. Past is gone.
Right.
Future you have not seen. You can always create your future.
Correct.
So just live in the moment and be happy and be yourself.
Definitely, and whatever you do today, that will make your tomorrow.
True. It might take a time, but it will definitely, your hard work will pay. Your good attitude, your kindness towards others, it will come back.
Definitely.
Come
That
back.
is really wonderful. So, I must say, it was amazing discussion with you. You have shared so many amazing insights, and it was really wonderful hearing from you about so many things. And I really enjoyed our conversation. Looking forward to hear more from you again soon. We would be talking about some other topic other day. So, thank you so much for your time, Dr. Mrunal. The discussion was really wonderful, and I think I have gained a lot today from you.
Thank you. It was a nice pleasure meeting you and talking with you and sharing my views with you, and through you to all the people. That was my aim, to get connected with many people. So it was a very nice.
Right.
Thank you.
And also, I would share your website and social media link so that people can be in touch with you, take your help, guidance wherever possible. So, guys, don't forget to check that out too. Thank you very much, everyone, for watching and listening. I hope you all must have gathered a lot of information and valuable information, and enjoyed watching it too again. So, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Have a good time. Thank you, and bye bye.